Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest on the phone today is Monticello Police Chief Rob Bross. Good morning, Chief. How are you, sir?
Hey, good. How about you?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. Thanks for making time for us as always. Good to have you on the phone for today. And Chief, first of all, Christmas time in Monticello. How's the holidays treated the community lately?
Good. Very, very well. We finished up our parade here a couple weeks ago, and just like anything else, people are ramping up with either traveling, visiting family and friends, shopping, the whole nine yards. So it gets a little hectic and then slows down about, the afternoon of Christmas Eve. So.
Sure. Very good, Chief. Well, I'll tell you what, let's dive into some recent crime trends you've noticed, and not necessarily limited to Monticello, but just what's going on there.
Yeah, so here, say about a week or so ago, had a couple stolen vehicles out in the county that were close enough to Monticello. So what we're trying to push out is pretty much just, we understand the holidays are hectic, but both stolen vehicles had the keys either in the vehicle or really close to the vehicle. Mm-hmm. So we try to remind people, hey, we understand holidays are hectic, we're thinking about gifts and family and travel and everything else, but really it's going back to the basics of, making sure we lock our vehicles, even when they're at home, taking everything out. I know we like to think that it's, 1950s Mayberry, and, we can leave everything unlocked. But unfortunately, even if you're out in the, county, if you have a nice country home, you really need to lock everything up. And that's just because we're seeing more and more people coming to the area, and they'll drive and they'll walk, they'll go up a long driveway just to see what's out there. So really reminding people, just make sure you stay safe, lock up everything, and keep the keys with you. That way, people just don't help themselves to your vehicle, and, God forbid it happens at night, then you don't find out about it till the next morning. So.
Yeah. We were talking before we got started, Chief, about the nice weather that's coming, and I venture a guess that's going to lead to an uptick in some foot traffic the holiday season. And with, families gathering from near and far, there's going to be a lot more vehicles maybe in some places to rummage through if folks get the opportunity.
Oh, every bit. I mean, let's face it, we all get together, we put gifts in our car, we're getting ready to go out either that night or the next day. We tell people, over and over again, make sure, again, very simple thing, lock your vehicle, and then take everything out of sight that's valuable, even loose change, wallets, GPS, cell phones,
mm-hmm.
Things like that. That way, people walk by, look in your car, don't see anything, they move on to the next one, or they just leave.
Mm-hmm.
Knock on wood, we don't see people actually breaking into vehicles. When dispatch gets the call, usually they say, someone broke into a vehicle. I can count on one hand over the last 2.5 years how many cars actually got broken into.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all of them have been unlocked cars, and they just rummage through it. They take a look, see if there's anything easy, cash, credit cards, and then
mm-hmm.
and then go to the next one. So
yep.
Definitely, increased foot traffic. It's going to be close to 60 degrees Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and I think through the early part of the weekend. So especially after the rush of the holidays, we kind of get that relaxation time
mm-hmm.
For the weekend after. Definitely remember to lock everything up and get everything out of your vehicles.
Yeah, it sounds like these are just crimes of opportunity more than anything.
Oh, 100%. Because, like I said, they walk by, they don't see anything in there, or you lock your vehicle. They aren't going to waste time on that one. They're going to go to something that's real easy, and
mm-hmm.
that's whether it's adults, whether it's teenagers, and everywhere in between. They're just going to go to the easy vehicles that they can get into.
Sure. Monticello Police Chief Rob Bross on the phone with us this morning. Chief, were these operations, were they local? Were they are these things that are committed by folks out of the area looking for small towns to prey on? What do you notice there?
So we're seeing quite a few out of the Decatur area. And that's not to, kind of pile on Decatur or anything else, but that's just what we're seeing over the last few months. And that's just not the vehicle burglaries or thefts. We have a factory over here where we've caught quite a few people, I think a total of 6 or 7, going in to try to steal scrap. And they were out of the Decatur area. So we're seeing more and more coming over. So of course we kind of increase our presence on the edges of town and inside, especially when we have quite a few officers on. We like to be visible. So that's, and luckily our officers, our officers are getting really good intelligence. And again, we love people that have these cameras, whether it's on their business, on their house. They are just fantastic tools. And that's another kind of reminder we like to tell people with the holidays. We tend to overlook some of the simple things. Make sure your camera's on, make sure it's working, make sure it's downloading or up to the Wi-Fi the way it should be, because nothing's worse than getting all your gifts stolen and then having 2 or 3 cameras out there and having them not record anything.
Yep, 100%. I know we talked about that last month with those holiday packages, but also helps, just in monitoring, monitoring a vehicle that may be in eyesight of that camera or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, good advice there. So now, when Chief, you mentioned the out of the area nature of these things, particularly the vehicle burglaries and thefts that we saw recently, were those able to be recovered? And how about I don't know if newer cars have like tracking availability where you can find those easy. How about that side of it?
Some do. I was never a big fan of air tags or anything like that, but I tell you what, I'm slowly getting turned on to them, because if you can throw an air tag in there, some vehicles have it with what used to be called OnStar. Some other car companies have their own version of it. But luckily, the suspect in the one last week was able to be caught. We actually, the other agencies involved in that were able to look up Flock. So that's another win for Flock, able to at least pin it down to where the suspect was driving that vehicle to. But yes, if you have the tracking ability for your vehicle, those are nice to have.
For sure. Yep. Very good. Chief, anything on that topic we have not discussed here this morning you want to put out there for us?
No, I mean, just, stay safe. Again, everyone's hectic out there. Everyone's doing that last minute shopping, but just the simple things, locking everything up, making sure your cameras are working, and just take your time. Everyone's in the same boat out there. We just need to get through a few more days till after Christmas.
Sure. Monticello Police Chief Rob Bross on the phone with us this morning. Chief, I wanted to ask, and I don't know if it necessarily correlates, but the safety legislation, it's been a few years now that is in place. And I'm just curious with the crimes you're talking about, or the incidents of crime in Monticello, are you noticing at all it's maybe repeat offenders who would normally spend time, whether it's in the Monticello jail, the Piatt County jail? What are you noticing? How is safety impacting Monticello?
Oh, absolutely. And don't get me wrong, the Safety Act, there were some good parts on it. The additional training, what kind of training, scenario-based training. Hey, that's great, and no one's going to argue with that. The problem with the Safety Act is we do have quite a few repeat offenders. We had a local individual that was a suspect in a good majority of our thefts, and unfortunately, they weren't able to be detained. I've always said, if some of the judges and legislators that made the rules and decide on these things, sometimes if it was their items being taken or stolen, or if they had to live next to it, maybe they would have a different attitude over it.
Well, some of them have experienced it already, Chief. So there is a little bit of that component already up there.
Right. But like I said, we had an individual that has been held due to a revocation of their probation. He was a suspect in several thefts here in town. And oddly enough, now that he's being held for a little bit based on revoking that probation, our thefts have actually gone down with that individual. So, I mean, not that we like locking everyone up, and that's not always the answer, but sometimes that it needs to happen, and not just for the punishment aspect of it, but that's a lot of victims out here. And it's not just one or two instances; it's several over several weeks, months, and in this individual's case, a year.
Yep. It's got to be frustrating, to have to tell victims, hey, that person that, burglarized your vehicle or committed a crime against your business, to tell those victims, not a lot we can do about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's, we issue a notice to appear in court. If we do arrest them, they're going to be out the next day. It is frustrating. But a lot of that too is us explaining to the victims, listen, we'd like to do more. We'd like to make sure this doesn't happen, but unfortunately, our hands are tied just with the state legislature, what they've done.
Yep, 100%. Well, Chief, I'll tell you on that note, let's go ahead and break. How do folks follow all things Piatt County Monticello Police Department? Sorry about that. How do folks follow Monticello Police Department?
We have our Facebook page, the Monticello, Illinois Police Department on Facebook. We'll put some updates on there, and any major press releases all go on our Facebook page.
Sounds good. All right, Chief, let's break here, my friend. Come back with some more. Monticello Police Chief Rob Bross on the phone with us. More to come with the Chief on the morning show.
WHOW.
Hey, it's Shane from Highway 51 Exchange, your mower and equipment service pros just south of Clinton. Click our banner ad on DeWittDailyNews.com or give us a call to schedule your free pickup and delivery today. Highway 51 Exchange.
If you're dreading the leaf raking and snow shoveling, Hickory Point Garden Homes in Forsyth is half the cost of most independent living options and maintenance free. Find out more by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Hear Clinton Maroon live play-by-play this season on WHOW, the Big 1520 Daytime, 92.3 FM in DeWitt County and 106.5 in Bloomington Normal all the time. Plus streamed at DeWittDailyNews.com, on the WHOW mobile app, and Amazon Alexa. Plus, hear a best of Clinton sports broadcast Saturday mornings at 10. All brought to you by Warner Hospital and Health Services, Baum Chevrolet Buick, and Keith Wade, your country financial agent, all in Clinton.
When it comes to connecting with America's farmers and ranchers, nothing beats the authentic voice of Ag Radio. Farm broadcasters have been the voice of rural America since 1944, building trusted relationships with agricultural producers across generations. Today, the network of over 140 Ag radio stations reaches farmers and ranchers during their most productive hours when they're actively working their operations and making business decisions. What makes Ag Radio uniquely effective? Farmers listen to farm broadcasters for information that directly impacts their livelihood. When your message is delivered alongside crucial weather updates, market reports, and agricultural news, it receives the same attention and credibility. Farm Radio Connects offers agricultural advertisers targeted access to this engaged audience through professionals who understand both broadcasting and agriculture. According to the National Association of Farm Broadcasting, 78% of farmers consider information from farm broadcasters highly trustworthy. When you need to reach rural America effectively, choose the voices they already trust. Visit IllinoisFarmRadio.com and discover how Ag Radio can elevate your agricultural marketing strategy.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest on the phone is Monticello Police Chief Rob Bross. And Chief, one of the things we touched on in the break there, a reminder about the Vacation Watch program. Now, obviously, this generally kind of a May, June, July conversation with you, but if you're traveling for the holidays, obviously applicable now as well. How about this?
Oh, definitely. So we have a lot of people travel outside of town for a few days, visit family, friends. We also have, and my grandparents were some of them years ago, the snowbirds. They may stick around for a day or two after Christmas, but then they're heading to warmer temperatures. So we do have a Vacation Watch program that can be found on the City of Monticello's website. If you click on departments and police department, it'll take you to our main page, and then you can, on the left-hand side, request a residential check. You just put in your name, address, phone number, the days that you're going to be gone, and then what our officers will do is they will check that periodically throughout their shift. Excuse me. And then the big thing with that is if you are going to have somebody like a neighbor or a family friend or someone check on your house, please put that information there. And that way, if we drive by at 10 o'clock at night and we see a red Honda there, and if you don't put that on there, we're going to think somebody's there to take your things, and we're going to start calling in resources. But if you have somebody that's going to check on mail, feed the animals, stuff like that, there's a portion of that you can put that in there, and then an email address that we can call. We can email or call you if there's any issues. So we really try to push that. We've already had quite a few people put that in for their holiday travel. They're going to be gone for an extended weekend or a couple weeks or a few months. Like I said, we have the snowbirds, so we definitely try to push that out and help people, maybe give them a little peace of mind when they're traveling a few states away.
Sure. Very good. And that's a great convenience. You can do that online, Chief. A lot of departments you have to call in to do that. The fact Monticello's allowed you or has made that available online is a huge convenience.
Oh yeah, definitely. And a lot of people go online now. If you like to come up here and see our smiling faces, you're more than welcome to. We have a paper form that you can fill out as well. But if you're the online portion is really nice. If maybe you're packing, the hustle and bustle of getting ready to travel, and maybe you forgot about it, you can always get on there on a laptop or on your cell phone, plug all that information in, and it's sent to us within a few seconds. So it's a great convenience, and a lot of people utilize it.
Very good. Well, Chief, along those lines, I know we discussed it last month, but I don't know how much this happens during, say, the downtime of the holidays, but also available online is the no knock list. How about this? And remind us what's going on here.
Definitely. So this is one of my favorite things that we have on our website is the no knock list. So we have solicitors that a lot of it's solar, but we just had an application for 4 or 5 individuals to go door to door for, I think, landscaping, mowing, things like that. If you do not want to be bothered by people knocking on your door, you can sign up for our no knock list. And pretty much what that does is whenever someone registers as a solicitor, when they go door to door, they are told in no uncertain terms to look up the no knock list and to not bother those people. If they do, then they're apt to get a city ordinance citation, which can go up to $750. So kind of the running joke is you have the Bible and then you have the no knock list that is just under that. So we really try to push that with people. People don't like to be bothered, or they have kids, they work nights, they don't want to be bothered at 9 a.m. So really, we really push that no knock list for people that don't want to have people knocking on their door.
Sure. Very good. So keep that in mind as well. Chief, about 2 or 3 minutes left here still with you this morning. Anything else kept you and your officers busy lately there in Monticello?
A few kind of fender benders, a few accidents on some of our heavily traveled roads. We have Marion and Market. That there's McDonald's right there. It's a four-way stop. And again, it's the holiday season. We get it, and I'm just as guilty of it as anybody. We start thinking about all the things we have to do, but definitely safe driving is one thing we really want to push. Nobody wants to have the Grinch of getting a speeding ticket or getting into an accident, 3 days before Christmas. So we're really pushing for people, obviously, to buckle up. That seatbelt's going to save you, more times than not. Slow down. I understand it's going to be really nice, over the holidays and the weekend, but man, if you just slow down a little bit, that gives you a lot more time to react to anything in front of you. Don't drive impaired. Buzz driving, drunk driving, the whole 9 yards. If you are going to go to maybe a Christmas party or hang out and have adult beverages, get a sober driver, Uber, taxis, whatever you need to. Just don't drive distracted. Everyone has a mini computer in their hands now. The driver just needs to leave that alone. If you have a passenger, they can be your DJ, they can be your MapQuest or anything else, and just relax. Give yourself plenty of time. It kind of goes down to that whole slow down. Relax. We're all trying to get to to our destination. Just slow down and take your time and get there safe.
Chief, there's probably some folks coming back to town in Monticello for the holidays that may not have seen that there is a change on Bridge Street in terms of your speed limit there. Remind us of that.
Yep. So due to some of the accidents that we had out there and some of the visual issues we're having with line of sight, that has been reduced down to 35 miles an hour. So from roughly Old Route 47, in between that and the interstate off-ramp, all the way into town until you get to roughly Monocle's. Pizza is 35 miles an hour. So there's orange flags out there. We put the speed trailer out there when it first was changed, just to give people a little extra notice that it is 35. We have gotten a few comments from people that live out there that they really appreciate that. It seems like as they're turning to go in their neighborhood, they aren't getting people aren't tailgating them as much, and it seems to be flowing a little better.
Sure. Very good. So to that end, Chief, I got to let you go for the morning. Always good to have you on the program. Remind us how folks follow along with all things Monticello Police.
We have our Facebook page at Monticello, Illinois Police Department, and also the City of Monticello website under cityofmonticello.net.
Very good. Monticello. And Chief, by the way, Merry Christmas to you and yours. Thanks for making time for us. Monticello Police Chief Rob Ross on the phone with us. Network News comes your way next.